Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Blast Off with Light. And look here in my hand. It might be a little hard to see from there, but I have some silicon. That's right, silicon. And it's mostly thanks to our good friend Rico Suave in the comments section. Apparently, when you upgrade from earlier versions of Blast Off, and probably other mod packs that use it as well, Mind Tweaker doesn't necessarily tweak everything it's supposed to. So, in this particular version, the Skystone to Silicon recipe, which was added in 1.2.6, somehow didn't get updated properly in 1.3.0. So all I had to do, /Mind Tweaker, reloaded the scripts, and now, whack! Hey. Oh, interesting. It stopped working again. Whack! And there we go. Now, I only did it once, so I didn't realize I had to do it each time. So I might need to look into why each time I load the game, it doesn't load the scripts properly. There might be something in the config that just a simple update and it'll be good to go. But it'll be mildly annoying to have to run that script every time. So I'll take a look into that, because I started up a different testing world and it just did it. It was perfectly natural. It had no problems whatsoever. So somewhere in the updating process, it just didn't get updated right. And these things happen. Any sort of modded Minecraft is not a finished product. Even when development stops, it's not necessarily a finished product, even then. So you come to expect minor little things like that. Similarly, the little graphical issues here and there. Anytime where, like, when I throw an egg, I get that jerky movement thing. It's part of... For me, it's part of the charm. It's uncharted territory. It's at least mildly unpredictable. Sometimes it does exactly what you want. Sometimes it doesn't. You need to figure out what works, what doesn't, and make the most of it. Like, I mean, spruce forest out of nothing. I love it. Got some oysters. They make some pearls. Anytime you get something really good, you're bound to get something kind of iffy alongside it, so you do what you have to. So now we've got our silicon, so we could come down here. Oh, I've got other things that happened on the stream this weekend. I got myself a crystal growth accelerator. That one wasn't as expensive as I would have expected. Crystal growth accelerator takes a block of Fluix, but we got that from the quest. I mean, these glass cables are cable and Fluix, and cable's just crushed up stuff, and that's not particularly expensive. And then we just plug it into our Emmy system here with the spatial pylons and whatnot, and it draws power. I made a second Stirling generator. These are dirt cheap. This one's got the octatic. This one doesn't. And I just toss a bit of charcoal in here now and then, and it keeps that thing running, and it is starting to recharge these batteries. Now, I'm not sure what leads it to push the charge further out, but it's slowly but surely doing work. Yeah, so it's a good thing. It's doing the work. Next up for our quest, we need those silicon thingamahoozots. But also on the stream, I finished this calculation press one, because over in this pool, you can drop the seeds, the Certus quartz seeds. So you grind up some quartz, add some sand, make some seeds, you chuck it in the water, and it grows thanks to this accelerator, and then this hopper hawk sees it in here and chucks it in the chest. I made a stack, because I figure I'll need it. And in the future, we might actually be able to use the Certus quartz as a building block. But I will have to check on what, if anything, extra we can do with it. So we've got regular, we've got pillars, and we've got chiseled. And we can't necessarily convert that into another quartz block, which is chiselable, I think. But either way, it's a pretty white block, and it's not particularly expensive. It means sand and ground up stuff. Chuck it in there, make some more. Once we've got our Emmy system up and running, it'll be really easy. So we got these calculation circuits, and we get some more Fluix. Apparently, it thinks we're going to be needing lots of those Fluix blocks. It's probably not wrong. But then we need to make this printed silicon. Silicon. Here we go. Printed silicon comes from the silicon press, and that. Easy enough. Take that out. Put that in. Drop the silicon in here. It doesn't really show it in here like it's supposed to, but that's okay. And there it goes. It does its stuff. I'm going to shift the octadic capacitor back over here such that it burns fast enough to keep this thing running. That's the reason I moved it over here, is because I was playing around with the metallurgic infuser, doing stuff in here, and it needed the speed on that one. So eventually we'll need to make ourselves some more capacitors to make these things burn fast enough, or get a better energy source. That second one's probably the way we should be going, but so it goes. Okay, well that does its thing. Let's go upstairs and I should probably sleep first. We're going to need to reap the benefits of our labor prior to finding out that we could smash the silicon. Because the smashed silicon gives us a very good way of getting PCBs. But before I knew that that was an issue, like that was solvable over there at the anvil, I made a lot of PCBs, made a lot of transistors and capacitors, made all of this. So hopefully my math was correct and I have enough to do what I need to do. We shall see shortly. I don't need all 37. We only need 36. Okay, so we should need 36 PCBs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pow. Ba-ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da! Okay, so we now have 36 PCBs. Now, we need to turn a significant portion of those into capacitors. Yeah, I believe that's the recipe. And then we'll put these here and those there. And that gets us 16 of these capacitors. Whew. Now, we take those and put them in a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Split, split, and split. For 4 advanced PCBs. Pow! My math! It is impeccable. Which means we can go back to pressurization. Oh, wow. We completed 3 in a row. Okay, so we finally made those. We can get either a steel casing or speed upgrades. Oh, I don't know. They're so tempting in both directions. Item life and dispenser. Well, I already have a dispenser upgrade, so I will certainly take the item life upgrade here. So programmer and drone, yeah. Mechanical minions to do my bidding. Yeah. Let's take that. And the charging. Security, I've got coordinate tracker or range upgrade. Let's check on the recipes for those. Coord takes lapis, red, and GPS. GPS is not too expensive. Gonna need a Nice source of diamonds in the future, though. Range upgrade takes a bow. That's super cheap. I mean, I might actually take the security upgrade. Yeah. Okay. So, do we take 4 of the things that require cake, or do we take the steel casing? Speed potions and cake. Oh. That's a tough choice. But I do foresee a way of getting cake in the near future. Relatively near future. I should be able to get myself some cake. So I'm going to take the steel casing. Because that's going to be helpful everywhere else. Okay, pneumatic wrench. Need to make a pneumatic wrench. And then we'll get a speed upgrade. Perfect. GPS. Make a GPS. Get a GPS. 2 is good. Mob Slayer. Oh, jeez. Yeah, using drones as mob slayers are much more efficient as they do not require ammo. Yeah, except they can be killed. No, that is not how you make a mob farm with drones. Ooh, hello. Greetings, little buddy. I want to kill you with the actual sword so I get more of the slime. And you gave me no slime! What a cheapskate. Okay, so let's go back and get our silicon and see what the next step is in applied logistics. Down we go. Grab all of these. That should be all that we need for that. Victory! Robert's first Emmy Network. Which oddly doesn't use the thing that was on... that was used as the icon. Okay, Robert plays his intro video. Now then, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that you don't actually need a controller to start up an Emmy Network. The bad news is, once you get to the point where you need one, it's going to get very complicated. But for now, hey, not too shabby. You're still going to need to power it. Oh yeah, it's really hard to follow. And for that, you need a power acceptor. For that, however, we get introduced to something new: quartz glass. Oh, I've already made that. Sorry. So just quartz dust and glass in a checkerboard pattern, combined with glowstone dust to make vibrant quartz glass, which will emit light. But the power acceptor itself just needs 4 quartz glass, 4 iron, and a flux crystal. It'll accept power, just about any old kind of power, including EU, MJ, RF, and joules from Mechanism. Now that we've got that, we're going to need some storage. For this, I'd strongly recommend an ME drive. The reason for this is due to the number of channels, which is something we haven't covered yet. Suffice to say, if you have more than 8 channels, you need an ME controller. For this, we need some ME cable, which means now we get introduced to quartz fiber. Wow, this is taking a long time. 3 quartz glass in a row, blah, 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 blah. Break up networks to avoid overloaded channels. Yeah, get into that when they start talking about channels. ME drive takes up 1, but can store lots of drives. Generally, I'd suggest 4K storage cells. It can only store 63 items, just like any other storage cell, but it lets you store more stacks of the same items. Yeah, the overhead concept is really important when working on your various cells. But if you just want to make some basic 1K cells, that's certainly a viable option early on. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, spatial I/O port. 16K storage cell. Wow, this guy's generous. So yeah, manual detect, energy acceptor, glass cable, Emmy drive, and 4K storage cell. Now, I know that there are 4K storage cells in the dungeons. I don't know if I actually grabbed any and brought them back. I don't have any sort of organizational system, so I would likely need to look through everything to see whether or not I have anything, because I don't have a standard place of putting things that I find in the dungeon. I might have actually just left it over in the dungeon, so I wasn't expecting AE anytime. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily expecting to be doing applied energistics anytime soon. So I don't have that on me. Let's check on how much they cost. 4K cell, iron, those, and this. That costs calculation processor. And some of those. Redstone, and not a problem. This one, gold and red. Okay. But we need 3 of those and plenty of redstone, and that is a project for another day. But the project for today is the easier source of PCBs. That is one of these, I believe. And some redstone. So we throw this up here, this down here, and that right there. Et voila, logic processor. Which, on its own, is used for applied energistics sorts of things, but you can just throw it on here and hit it with a hammer. Because that is clearly how technology works. And now it's a full, complete PCB. Which we can then come over and take some form of plastic. I'm not sure what these plastics do. Okay, so the black plastic doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's not really the type we need. We definitely need some good green plastic. Ooh, what's the blue? The blue might be good. Yeah, we're definitely going to need the blue. So let's take some of the rain plant plastic. And then we take that, put it around a PCB, and you get yourself some puzzle pieces for use in the programmer. We'll definitely need the blue ones at some point, so we'll need to make another chest. Let's just put it in here for now, along with these. And we got a steel casing. That's good. So let's see how much more of that nonsense we need. Okay, so here we are. All right, we need to craft them. Ugh. So, lots of work goes into everything we do from here on out, I think. So for the steel casing, we need the advanced PCBs. Done. Galgadorian metal, we know how that works. We can make some more of that. Osmium block, reinforced metal blocks, that's fine. Now this atomic alloy, that takes a bit of work with the metallurgic infuser. So the atomic alloy is reinforced and obsidian. The reinforced is enriched with diamond. The enriched is iron and redstone. Now I've made one of those just to test out how the process works. Right here. And I still have some of this obsidian dust. I've still got the redstone down here, but I don't have any of the diamond left over. Because the stuff I can make with diamond, when you put it in the processor, it doesn't come back out. That's why I've got the extra obsidian dust here. So, I don't think I've got any diamonds just laying around. I've got 12. Oh. Yeah, we got a little time. Let's do it. Let's make sure we know how this is working. Interesting. Yeah, this is what we would really want to do, but we don't have an enrichment chamber. Oh man, there are lots of cool things we can do. Okay, but what we really want is this. Because this we can put into the machine. I'm not sure how many... things we can make from that, though. Probably about 8. Oh, geez, that guy is... Why, hello. Speedy. Okay, we need some iron. And probably a touch more redstone. Let's grab an extra block just in case. So I can show you the metallurgic infuser. Okay, so we will take this out of here. Not sure why we're tossing that in a puddle. Put it in here. Okay. So let's take our redstone. And make 8 of those. It should just be 1 redstone per iron. And it makes a really awesome noise. I love that noise. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it makes this enriched alloy, which we then add the diamond to upgrade it to the next level. Oh, right, you can't make it in your personal crafting. Which I find very strange. So I have a feeling a lot of Mechanism is like this, where to make any given thing you need to make this thing, which you need to infuse with that, which you need to infuse with that, which you need to infuse with that. It's just a rabbit hole of you need this for that, and this for that, and that for this. Hopefully once we've got Applied Energistics set up, we can combine the two such that we can ask for a particular thing and be like, okay, well, you need this. Oh, we're out of that, so we need that. And it'll be able to use interfaces to be able to use all of the different machines to make what you need. Now, I don't know if you can use Applied Energistics to feed this infusion material in. I'll have to check on that. Okay, so we'll put those 8 in there, and we'll hit them with the diamond. And the diamond put in 100. Well, let's see how much each one uses. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna have 20 left, which means we need to go grab some obsidian. And it's nighttime. Of course it's nighttime. Actually, I might have some obsidian on me. Probably do, even. Yeah, I always have some obsidian on me. So all we have to do is grind this up. We'll infuse the obsidian with the diamonds, and we'll make some more of the dust. because we probably don't have enough of the infused dust anyway. How we doing on power? Well, this is completely out, but that is completely full, so that's a good sign. Now, there might be some things that just need the reinforced alloy, but I know of a couple of spires that still have diamonds. It should work itself out. So we've still got 20 left, so let's put in this powder, and I'll make it into this powder. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of time for me to get used to how much each thing gives, how much I need. It might be nice to eventually have multiple versions of these that are filled up with each of the different materials, and we can just toss it down the line, but that's a project for the future. Okay, so we drop that in there. Let's leave one of those out. Well, actually, let's put one in, make sure it does its job. It appears to be doing its job. Perfect. We dump in the rest. Take this one. And now we've got 2. And I've totally forgotten why we needed it in the first place. Was it for the steel casing? Can't imagine it was for the steel casing. Oh, so it was. So we got 2 of these for 1 steel casing. Advanced PCB, osmium, reinforced metal. So yeah, I believe next episode we should have what we need for that, because that's 1. We've got 7 more processing over here, so that'll be 8. That'll be 9 of those total, so we'll still have 1 left. I should have enough osmium. I haven't spent it on much. Osmium. Ooh. That is 4 blocks. But we'll need a block of it for the Galgadorian metal as well. So we will need to go and get a little more osmium, but there's plenty of osmium in those spires. I have not harvested a lot of that. So that'll be good. We've got enough brass. Not currently in brass form, but we can turn it into brass. We got a little left over here. So yeah, I'm thinking next episode we should be able to make those steel casings. And then we can finally make some more progress in the machinery. If I don't get distracted by this stuff, because this stuff is really fun. The pressurized stuff with the drones, I'm really looking forward to. This stuff can wait. Polluted seas, I might do it eventually. But I'm really, really looking forward to some of this extra stuff. And this stuff over here. Yeah. The tech is looking awesome. So, next episode, I will either do some stuff with the drones, or I'll make some steel casings. Either way, I will see you in the next episode of Blast Off with Light.